Welcome to Real Geek Media. We are back. I am Hayden Stoll. He is Christopher Michael Blake. It is June 20th, 2024. It is time for funny and weird news stories. Christopher, how we doing?
Hayden, I'm doing really well. This week, we're going to start off with an article that you sent me. I'm going to play the audio clip, just in case you don't believe me. Hold on to your fake vegan horse, Hayden.
Vegan horse riding championship in Finland goes viral. The sport doesn't involve any actual horses. Instead, players ride a stick with a toy horse head, prance around with their own human legs, and even jump over barriers. The sport is officially called hobby horsing, with about 1,500 people competing in it from all over the world.
Now, apparently this is an actual event that takes place in Finland, where mostly girls, I ain't seen any boys in this, who are, for some reason, they don't believe in riding actual horses and training actual horses. Instead, take a piece of wood with a fake horse head and prance around and get judged academically and scored on professional fake horse riding. Hayden, what's your thoughts on this?
Oh, man. It's, I don't know. First thing that popped in my head is like Quidditch, but I don't know. Like it's an interesting thing. I don't know what would compel someone to latch onto this. But you heard in the video clip that, the amount of people that participated in it, that's a pretty significant amount of people for this very interesting, competitive, I don't even know, hobby horsing. You're hopping around on a broomstick with a horse head. It's what like little kids do. Go back to like the 60s and the heyday of like Western television shows and movies. And like kids are doing this, riding around their pretend horse, shooting Indians and bank robbers with their little cap guns. That's this. That's essentially this. But like some of the things they're competing in are like a high jump and like an artistic almost dance routine where the operator of the hobby horse is like prancing around. It's a sight to behold, man, if you find this video. I don't know. Imagine walking into this thing, like making a wrong turn, opening the door, and you walk into this. Like you're there for an author signing event, and you made a wrong turn. You got all your stuff. You're ready to set up. You walk in, and it's Hobby Horse City. What's happening? What's going through your head at that point?
These people are soft. That's what's going through my head. Horses are there for a reason. And if you're not using the horses, they become expendable. They're taking up space at that point. You sit there and say, oh, it's cruelty to animals, but the fact of the matter is that horses serve a purpose. It used to be transportation, herding. Now it's mostly competition. Horses are beautiful animals. They put a lot of underprivileged kids on horses in the area that we live in to get them to feel and be a part of a community. It's a very uplifting experience for a lot of underprivileged kids to be able to participate in horse riding and compete in horse riding. And it's a very expensive hobby to do. And you're kind of degrading this, in my opinion, by giving them a stick with basically a puppet on the end and telling them it's a horse. I get the imaginations there and the belief, and I'm sure that these people are training 5 days a week, 6 days a week for 3 or 4 hours at a time on a fake horse. But why not use a real horse?
Yeah, in that one little video clip that I share with you, the one competitor was like breathing like they just did a 40-yard dash. Like, after their little prancing around routine. And I'm like, huh? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's a lot of, when we grew up, people were blunt. Right? If you were doing something stupid, they were telling you you're an idiot. Right? Nowadays, everybody's encouraged to do everything. Right? I don't know. So, I agree with you in respect. You say they're soft, and I say, where is somebody just saying, like, what are you doing?
It's almost not their fault, though, and I'm going to tell you why. The last 2 weeks, one of the major stories national was a hot dog competition.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Yep.
The guy, the champion, wanted to use vegan dogs, and they basically told him no. And he didn't participate in the competition. Back in the 80s, that wasn't like a serious... It was almost like, hey, that's a goof.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
You're the hot dog eating champion of the Midwest.
Right.
Good for you, buddy, you know?
Yeah. And I just bowled the 300.
But now, it's escalated. Now it's competition. That's millions of dollars.
Yeah. Sponsorships.
People are coming out to watch these things.
Yep.
It's being televised on ESPN Ocho.
The Ocho.
The Ocho, right. So, again, will this catch on to that level? It could, because there's enough level of stupidity for everybody. So that's all I can kind of say for that.
Yeah. Well, Christopher, when we make a hobby horse stable together, and we name it the Outlaws or Slugfest, and we just ride roughshod over everyone, so we can hold up the title. We'll come out to "Are You Ready" by DX's theme song when we come out.
Well, it's like having a softball game with no ball.
Well, you could ride the bat around the bases.
Well, you can. We're gonna throw a fake ball, and you can pretend to hit a home run.
Pretend. Yeah. You're right.
And maybe it's all scripted. I don't know.
But that's true, right? Like it's just pretend baseball. That would be the equivalent, right? Take the ball out and pretend.
It's not aggression.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
everybody
true.
feels good about themselves.
No, I hit a single. I'm going to stop it first.
So.
Yeah. Interesting.
Hayden, something that is not fake is this current podcast on YouTube, on Spotify, on rrsfeed.com. We are in the hundreds and hundreds of views at this point. We are international. We're in Brussels. We're in Hawaii. We're in South America. This is your opportunity to go ahead and sponsor us. Hayden, we're running a summer special. $30 right now. That's less than it costs for you to stable your imaginary horse.
It's true.
The season.
That's facts.
So again, summer special. Advertise with us. www.realgeekmedia.com. Click on the link. Sponsor us. Advertise with us. Donate here. Always looking to attract new clients. Hayden, from author Christopher Michael Blake, author of The Howard and R. Pray for Dawn and the science fiction thriller Pyramid of the Parasite, comes the mystery novel The Cape May Murderers. 5 days before Halloween, retiring Chief of Police Browning has 2 different mysteries to solve. The first is the reappearance of a woman missing for 25 years who now has amnesia. And the second is a vegan horse cult pretending to have horses running around Cape May.
Better solve that mystery.
Can Chief Browning figure out where these imaginary horse vegan people are coming from Finland, and why they're here in Cape May? I'm just joking. Can he figure out the mystery between the amnesiac woman and the Grim Reaper killing off Cape May stakeholders before it's too late? The Cape May Murders is available on Amazon, BarnesandNobles.com, and at www.ChristopherMichaelBlake.com. Hayden, it's been a busy week for news.
Yes.
And I'm going to start with my favorite topic. Close your eyes for a second, Hayden. And everybody in the audience, close your eyes if you're a male. And imagine, well, it doesn't really matter your age because it doesn't make a difference. You're a mega millionaire. You're single. What is the age of the woman you're going to date?
Okay.
Are you going to pull DiCaprio and once they hit 26, they're out the window?
Listen, how old is he now? He's almost 50.
40. Yeah, he's at 49. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah. 20 the cutoff for him is 25.
Is it 25?
Or is it 25 or is that too old?
26. I thought it was 26, but
No.
Hayden, imagine you're 72-year-old Bill Belichick.
Oh man, yes. Now we're talking.
And not only are you dating a 24-year-old, but she's a competitive cheerleader.
Okay. All right.
A lot of people have a problem with this age discrepancy. And I am here to tell you that I am in Bill's corner all the way.
Well, what's the issue?
Well, let me see. He's old enough to be her great-grandfather.
Sure, but Robert De Niro just had a kid, so I don't. I'm not, like it's one of those things where people are just going to complain and complain. Wow, he's too old.
Well, I don't think it's just that he's too old. For me, money buys things.
Sure.
And if you're going to sit here and say, oh, no, it's too young or he's robbing the cradle, there's no way that she's going to be with him on from an airplane meeting. If he's not a mega millionaire, if he's not famous from the Patriots,
Right.
if he doesn't have the connections he has.
Right.
Again, I'm not even saying the word that they're dating, because whether they're just hanging out or friends with benefits or he's just like being seen with her. But good for him.
Good for him.
Good for
Absolutely.
him. And let money buy happiness.
Right. Like, leave the guy alone. Like, he's.
Well, I wouldn't say leave him alone. I want more pictures.
Yeah, but he's not coaching right now. He's living his life. Let the man be. Like, what's the problem? I'm not sure. He's worked all those years. Now he's got some free time. But I mean, he's enjoying himself.
So some of the commenters from the relationship have said your relationship is gross. I'm sure your parents are real proud. This is on Instagram. Hurry up and get pregnant because having a child with Belichick would be her greatest life accomplishment. Another commenter asked where her self-respect was.
Really?
And another one said, anything for money, I guess. And then on X, platform we love, the mockery continued. Imagine your 22-year-old daughter comes home for the weekend with her new boyfriend and it's Bill Belichick.
I mean,
does her dad call him coach? I bet he does.
yeah, I'm sure he does. He can't wait to talk football with him.
Another user responded, can I get box seats to the New England games?
Right? Right? Like, I don't know. Come on.
Hayden, you seem to be a big proponent of people living their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Being entitled to do whatever they want.
Yes.
This is from the New York Post. Are you aware who this... You've heard of the Terminator, right?
The Terminator.
Yeah, you know who the Terminator is, right?
Yes.
Schwarzenegger, right?
Mm-hmm.
But are you aware who the Sperminator is?
I am not.
So, the Sperminator welcomes 165th child just before Father's Day.
165.
And counting.
Wow.
Ari Nagel, a 48-year-old Brooklynite, welcomed his 165th child into the world on Wednesday, but will soon retire from spreading his seed. I'll stop when I'm 50.
He's hanging it up.
Yes. Physically, I can keep going, but there may be increased risks for things like autism. He explained via text from a cruise ship in the Bahamas, where he was vacationing with his first son, 20-year-old Tyler, and child number 33, his 7-year-old daughter, Topaz.
Huh.
It was that mom's fourth child with me. I have 10 women currently pregnant in the U.S., Canada, Asia, Africa, and Europe. Zimbabwe and Long Island are due in July. Israel and Queens are due in August.
What in the world?
and one baby mom is ready to pop in France.
Oh man, so many questions.
Nagel shot to fame 8 years ago, where he was handing over sperm samples to 1 or 2 aspiring mothers per week. He sometimes does it through clinics and sometimes others face to face, but always non-sexual meetings.
So he's just a donor.
Well, hold on now. He tries to be a better father to his 175 children. 34 of them he hasn't met.
I have so many questions. So he's a donor, and these are all, they used his sample.
So some moms don't want me to play a role, but I leave them the option if they change their mind.
That's kind of wild.
Most do once the child gets a little older and starts asking questions. He tries to see as many of his sons and daughters often. He keeps a spreadsheet with names, birthdays, addresses, and phone numbers of each offspring and plasters pictures of them around his house and office.
My goodness. Yeah. Wasn't there a Vince Vaughn movie? Was it The Milkmaid or something?
Milkman, yeah.
Or Milkman.
Something like that. Yep.
Oh boy.
Says he loves getting Father's Day cards.
I mean, that's the sole motivation. Give me my Father's Day card. That's kind of wild. Oh my goodness.
Every time we come on here, we're always talking about sex in the school. These teachers are forcing these kids and corrupting them and sexualizing them. And it's not often reported. But of course, in Wisconsin, there was a sudden twist to one of these stories.
Twist.
There was a twist.
All right.
2 female teachers are forced out for sexting a student trying to set up a foursome.
Oh boy. So there are 2 teachers.
Yes.
2 female teachers and setting up a foursome with a student and another student or another faculty? Or?
Another student.
What?
So
in the world?
A first-year teacher and an 11-year vet left their jobs in April after an investigation unearthed racy messages. And this girl's not a bad-looking chick. I mean, Alexis Saldaris.
Okay, so she's the first year or the 11th?
Yes.
She
sent racy photos of herself in lingerie to a student.
What are we doing?
Both allegedly admitted to inappropriately Snapchatting the unidentified male student.
How does this even start? Like, how does that conversation start?
So apparently they sent messages about cuddling, flirting, and the implication of alcohol.
My goodness.
Most of the scandal revolves around a school trip that lasted from April 7th to the 9th, where both teachers sent the student messages saying they wanted to cuddle and have fun with him.
Oh boy.
During the same encounter, they apparently gave the keys to the district van to the student and let him take it for a lap around the parking lot. As she was changing her shoes in the back of the vehicle, she and the student shared a half kiss. So,
I don't know.
She then sends the kid some photos of herself in underwear and lingerie and further text for them to plan to meet that week. Yeah.
Was the kid a narc? What is going on with these? This isn't like, how many of these scenarios have we talked about on this show? Like, I feel like every week there's another, instance of this. It's like last week was the one that was changing, right? Or taking pictures, changing in the bathroom. Like, whoa, what is going on?
And of course, what does the kid do with all these pictures? He goes around and shows them to all his friends.
Of course.
So,
of course. Yeah. To make matters worse. Oh, man.
Hayden, last week we were talking about Kayne West. And we didn't really kind of hear Kanye's side of the story. So for those of you who didn't listen, Kayne West's former assistant, Lauren Pascotta, alleges in her bombshell sexual harassment lawsuit. By the way, this is, again, page 6 from the New York Post, that the rapper Kanye West would often send her unsolicited texts in which he'd speak candidly about his sex life. One time, I took Viagra and fucked an A-list celebrity for 3 hours. Not sure why that thought came to me, one of the messages West purportedly sent her on June 3rd. Complaint. Another text from Kanye said, "You got the bitch's cell number. I need him to start fucking some of my bitches. I love when bitches get the shit fucked out of them and tell me about it while I fuck them." Now, they got a picture of Lauren Piscotti here. Did you see a picture of her?
No, I haven't.
Hayden, I'd sent her all kinds of texts and pictures too.
He has a type.
Oh, look. For sure. And let me tell you.
Oh boy.
I can't, tell you this type is wrong. West, whose legal name is G, allegedly sent text to Piscotta claiming he liked when women he is dating cheat on him with a bigger dick and would talk about his racist penis. "I am going to stare at pictures of white women with black asses and beat the shit out of my racist dick," one of the messages in the complaint read. The former assistant was allegedly also required to get West a sexual enhancement and perform as honey several times per the text. The rapper allegedly also once told Piscotta they fantasized about getting arrested for fucking the shit out of his assistant. West has denied the allegations in the lawsuit, calling them baseless and blackmail. Prior to her termination as the assistant, Ms. Piscotta stole his cell phone in an attempt to destroy phone records that would contradict her claims, all of which have been preserved. Yeezy's lawyers have claimed. They got another picture of Piscotta here if you want to know. And she looks even better than the last picture.
Good Lord.
Yeah, you said it. I didn't have to. Amen. She was apparently terminated for being unqualified, demanding unreasonable sums of money, including a $4 million annual salary and numerous documented instances of lascivious, unhinged conduct. The attorneys also accused Piscotta of being the one to offer their famous client sex on his birthday. They say Kanye turned her down. They also claim that Piscotta sent unsolicited new messages, including sexual narratives, and was seen twerking in the office during business hours. Now, Piscotta claims that Kanye then claims that the ex-employee once bragged about being ejaculated on by a soccer player while simultaneously texting her boss.
Oh, right.
Yes, so West then plans to file a lawsuit on his own. Aside from the loose messages, Piscotta also claims that Kanye would pleasure himself often in her presence, claiming that West masturbated while they were on the phone together, and he also once locked them in a room together and touched himself before falling asleep.
Oh my goodness.
You know what? Remember we were just talking about Bill Belichick and all that money?
Yeah. Interesting.
We go from the... Go ahead, Hayden.
Yeah, I mean, you could do like a weekly segment here on Kanye West. It's there's some wild stuff going on over there. Never a dull moment on the Yee compound.
That is nothing compared to what is going on in Seattle.
Home of grunge.
Well, and home of the Bikini Barista.
And Starbucks. The Bikini Barista, okay.
The Bikini Barista. You know what those are?
Yes.
What is it?
That's they serve you the coffee.
While they're dressed in a bikini.
Right.
So, how much do you think a coffee in Seattle costs?
$7.
If you go to Wawa, it's like $3. You go to Dunkin' Donuts, it's like $4. So that's a natural progression. Okay, $7. Maybe I think Starbucks is like 13.
It's got to be something.
I don't know,
like
right? So again, this is the New York Post. Bikini-Clad Barista smashes angry customer's windshield with a hammer after he threw a $22 coffee in her face.
Okay.
Apparently, this was a real brouhaha.
Zing.
A bikini-clad barista smashed in a man's car windshield amid a fight over the cost of a $22 coffee. And online admirers are cheering her on.
$22 coffee?
Now, what would you think a name for a bikini barista would be?
Like her name?
Remember that scene from Ted? The one with the talking.
Yeah,
Mark?
yeah.
Well, what's the most white trash name you can kind of come up with?
Candy.
Oh, how about Emma Lee? Emma Lee, 23, was captured on surveillance video pulling out a hammer during a dispute, which took place at her drive-thru coffee shop, a Taste of Heaven espresso in South Seattle. Lee told a local news outlet that she did only damage to the customer's car after he exited the vehicle, approached the drive-thru window, and threw the iced coffee at her. The man also apparently told her a threat by saying, "Nobody is going to miss you."
Oh my goodness. Oh
It was
my
the threat
goodness.
after screaming, spitting, and trying to open up the window. The young business owner told, "I felt like I was in danger." So I guess she had to go around the counter and go outside and face him because she was in so much danger with the hammer at that point, right? That's not like the store doors and the windows.
Yeah. Oh my God.
She said the man, who was a repeat patron of the business, had previously complained about the high price of his order. Now, would you be more upset about the car window, or would you be more upset about the $22 coffee?
Yeah, the car window, please.
See, I would be more upset about the coffee.
Oh, jeez.
Because it's like this. It's like, I'm just trying to picture this, You're driving in your car, and the guy's a regular customer. You probably try not to piss him off.
Right.
He orders the iced coffee. It's $22. I don't know if it's the normal price he pays or, it's no, they raise prices. I mean, who knows? The cost of the prices have gone up things on the West Coast. Is it because, hey, she's not showing enough skin for today? She's not getting his entertainment value?
Huh.
I mean, I don't know.
Is that built into the price of the coffee?
Oh, I guarantee it is. The entertainment factor. It's got to be. Because you got to think these girls probably aren't getting tip money. She's the owner.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right? So she's the owner. Yeah. So he ordered a 32-ounce coffee and a 24-ounce order for about $22. I'm not saying he didn't have a bad day, because obviously he did.
Yes.
But how do you explain to your wife, "Hey, honey, my car windshield's broken"?
You fight. How'd that happen?
Well, I was at the Bikini Barista, and, I thought it'd be a good idea to try to get my refund. I didn't think the coffee was worth it.
Right.
And I got out of the car, and, I told the lady no one was going to miss her.
These things happen.
After I pried the window open and threw the coffee at her, would you believe she had the balls to come out around the counter with a hammer and smash up my windshield? The nerve of this lady. I can't believe she would do that.
Oh, man.
So, I mean, I just,
Mm-mm.
But a lot of people on Instagram seem to be in Lee's favor during the dispute, saying that she's justified in going after the customer's car with the hammer. I showed this to my kids. I don't know if I'd be showing them to my kids. If we react like this, less men would think it's okay to talk like this to us. He would have never done it to a man. He would have never thrown the coffee at a man. What did you do to deserve that? What did any of us do? You exist. You are a goddamn national treasure. The hammer to the windshield was extremely satisfying. They have a picture of the young barista owner from A Taste of Heaven. And she looks almost exactly Emma Lee would almost look, you would think.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I think I'd be asking for my $22 back too.
Oh, boy.
Hayden, while we're on the topic of Hollywood and the West Coast, we're going to talk about one of my favorite celebrities. He had a huge career just a few years ago, and since then, it's gone down quicker than the reverse of the toilet bowl flush. We're talking about Armie Hammer today.
Oh boy.
And he breaks his silence on his cannibalism accusations and says, with a straight face, he says this: "I'm really glad these accusations happened to me, and I'm grateful for it."
Huh.
So,
Does he not have
story-
a publicist to release?
probably
his
not
statement?
anymore. Oh, probably not anymore. Oh, no. Look, I think Kevin Spacey's more horrible than he is at this point.
That's just
Right.
brutal.
Okay. In February 2021, Effie Angelova, 26, accused Hammer of violently raping her and abusing her mentally, emotionally, and sexually in 2017 when she was 20 years old. This was the start of a series of allegations by former girlfriends. One of them claiming he had cannibalism fantasies. Hammer denied the claim, saying there was no criminal wrongdoing in his 4-year relationship with her. Hammer's other ex, Courtney Vukovic, told Page 6 in January that the actor told her he wants to break my rib and barbecue and eat it.
I saw this episode of The Walking Dead.
So Hammer then comes out.
Tainted meat.
Hammer comes out and says these allegations have plagued his reputation, which of course is
Right.
non-existent anymore. I mean, he's basically untouchable.
Yep, he's done.
If we ever film a movie, we could probably get him to be in it.
That's true. We can make it a cannibal movie.
No. I'm not trying to offend anybody.
Not offend. I mean, he's got experience. He could be like a consultant.
People called me a cannibal, and everyone believed them, he said on the podcast. They're like, yep, that guy ate people. Like, what? What are you talking about? Do you know what you had to do to be a cannibal? Yeah, apparently Hammer's put a lot of thought in this. You have to eat people. How am I going to be a cannibal? It was really bizarre.
Oh, no. Oh, boy.
Hammer then says he's in a place in his life where he's really grateful for every piece of this attention. Because before all this stuff happened to me, I didn't feel good. I was never satisfied. I never had enough. I was never in a place where I was happy with myself, where I had self-esteem. I never knew how to give myself love. I never knew how to give myself self-validation. But I had a job where I was able to get it from. And it wasn't the only thing that crumbled.
I don't know. Like, this is why they have publicists. Like, this is a statement that, like, you're saying these things like you're not privileged, right? Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but is he not from a privileged upbringing?
I have no idea what his background is.
Hold that thought. I'm going to find out real quick.
He does mention a half-assed suicide attempt where he tried to go drown himself, but he couldn't do it to his kids.
Okay. His father is industrialist Armand Hammer, Michael Armand Hammer. All right. And he's ties to Occidental Petroleum Corporation.
I owned the stock at one point, yeah.
Okay, so he's very much privileged. Okay, and he's not hurting for money, I'm sure. But like the statements they put out there like this make no sense to me, because, you know, somebody who's like in the trenches working multiple jobs, they got it hard. Like, this guy, come on, dude. Like, you're better off not just saying nothing and moving on with your life. Like, nobody's gonna have sympathy for him, whether he is or he isn't. Like, when they say something stupid like this, like, come on, dude.
Hayden, it's Armie.
Take his cell phone.
You have any sweet and sour sauce to go with your toes?
Is that a recent picture of him?
Hayden, this is how I always look before I eat somebody.
Is that seriously a picture of him?
Don't you want to come over and have a barbecue?
That can't be him.
Hayden. You go to the Chinese buffet with me. Fit cat. In my Chinese buffet, they serve people.
Oh my god. I need to know if that's really him or not. That's just wild.
Hayden. Tastes like shrimp.
Oh man.
Finger looking good, Hayden.
How are the ribs? Oh man.
Yes, that's very much him.
That is so crazy.
Yep.
Because he was very much like
I guess I got this off Instagram, by the way. I'm gonna have to hang this in the back from now on.
that one's going up there. That's you got to put that up.
It has to, right? Oh, it has to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has to. That has to go up there.
Throw that on a T-shirt. We're gonna sell it. Oh man, Armie Hammer won the logo contest without even trying.
He might be checking back in with us later tonight, Hayden.
Talk about a career wasted. Social Network, Lone Ranger, cannibal.
Hayden, do you know who Theo James is?
He's an actor that was in
You're good, man. I didn't know who this guy was.
Divergent. He was in Divergent. Yep. I think he was. I don't know what the character's name is, but he was like the male lead.
The Underworld movies.
Underworld, yeah, he's in that.
He's currently in the Netflix show The Gentleman.
Yes.
So, Theo James recently sat down with Entertainment Weekly for a panel discussion. It's a game where a person tells 2 true statements and 1 lie. And then he goes on to tell a story. This is the true part, I guess. That back during his university days, he had a really bad date. Hayden, what was your worst date that you've ever had with a female?
Oh man, that's a story for another time. We don't have time to fit that into this episode.
Armie, what was the worst date you've had with a female? Christopher, there was a female. I had to chase her around my office one time.
It's like American Psycho. Chase her down the hall with the chainsaw.
I wouldn't use an axe or a chainsaw, Hayden. Just butcher the meat.
He goes and gets the hanger.
I had to get the hammer out to make sure I tenderize it.
Well, I mean, you figure the hammer's his finishing move because he's Armie Hammer. If it wasn't, you know.
Thank you, Armie, for popping back up. So Theo tells the story where he has this wonderful date with this really fun female, and they have some fun after he goes back to his place. And the next morning, he gets up, he goes to the bathroom, and what do you think he finds in the bathtub?
What?
A small turd.
Oh, no.
Now, here's the thing, right? Do you call this girl back up for a second date at that point? Knowing that, hey, the first date worked out well.
Surprise in the tub.
You got what you wanted. She got what she wanted in the bathroom. You're both happy. So you gotta spend 10 minutes cleaning things up.
Oh, boy.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this is marriage material at all. But
Yikes.
is there any chance you actually picking up the phone and calling that person back on a Friday night? Like, you know what's better than me whacking off tonight? Shit in the bathtub.
Oh, man.
I mean, there comes to a point where you're sitting there thinking that at one point, right? Like, you know
Like-
what? Why am I sitting here beating my meat? This girl's out at a party.
That's rough. That's
I mean,
like...
does she escalate and poop in the sink next time? I mean, is that what we're going to,
What's next? Oh boy.
Is shit under the sofa cushion? I mean, what? I mean, come on, we gotta play hide the poop. I mean,
It's gonna be a game. Yeah. That's interesting scenario. I don't know. What did he do?
it doesn't say.
He doesn't say.
It doesn't say. I'm sure he didn't see her again.
He married her.
I said that's not wife material right there. Yeah, no thanks.
Oh man.
Have you heard about this new exciting company? It's not new, but it's newer. Called Dicks by Mail.
I haven't. Fill me in.
So, it's an anonymous service that lets you send gummy dicks to help prank people. You send them to bullies and haters and friends. Basically, anybody who you want to say, go eat a dick.
Literally, yes.
So this is from the New York Post. A New York mom says she's the victim of sexual harassment after a coward ships her a penis-shaped gummy and confetti. She calls it malicious. Now, I checked the website.
Malicious.
Not delicious, malicious. This is not the first time this company has been sued.
Really?
But now I'm going to give you the facts of it. And, of course, we start, as New York Post always does, with a real zinger. It's a good one.
Uh-oh.
The mom took this prank pretty hard.
Oh, zing.
An upstate mom of two is suing a pair of gag gifting companies after she was mysteriously delivered gummy penises and male genitalia shaped confetti that scattered near her kids at home. Sarah Barnett filed legal action against the parent companies of Dick at Your Door and Dicks by Mail, demanding $200,000, claiming she suffered severe emotional distress thanks to a coward mystery sender who she says sexually harassed her.
Well, you can't put a price on that.
If it was just a prank, why would the prankster want to hide their identity? Her lawyer, Kyle Barnett, who would not reveal his relationship because he shares the same last name with Sarah.
Interesting. The plot
So,
thickens.
The plaintiff was at her Ulster County home in mid-December when she received a nondescript package that included a bag of gummy penises and hundreds of tiny confetti penis-shaped pieces, according to her lawsuit, which was filed in State Supreme Court in Westchester County. The confetti fell to the floor when it opened by design. It got all over the mom's clothes and furniture, according to legal papers filed on June 6th.
Oh, they can't get that out.
Well, no, if it had been glitter, they wouldn't have been able to get it out. So they should have used glitter is what they should have did.
Yeah.
Penis-shaped glitter.
Oh, that doesn't come out in the wash. That confetti.
She says that her kids, 7 and 10, were nearby at the time, and they were confused and scared and emotionally distressed.
Yes.
Because the mom had never seen Dick before.
Not once.
Now, the company Dicks by Mail brands itself as a company where someone can anonymously communicate to someone to eat a bag of dicks in order to get your point across. So instead of being sitting there, and this is why I side with the company on this, Hayden. Dicks at Your Door, Dicks by Mail, I side with them in this case. This woman has no introspective as to why this person who's anonymous is sending her this stuff. What did she do to cause someone such a severe emotional distress that they felt like this was the only option that they had to be anonymous to get their point across?
It's fair.
Now I guess the company Dick by Mail has these exploding confetti penises as well, where it's like ejaculation. They also have chocolate and other things. Now, I encourage you not to do this at your workplace because, again, for sexual harassment reasons, I would not advise this. However, I have some personal experience with this company through friends and other people. I talked to them about this news article, and they love this company. Dicks by Mail, they love this company. So what they would do is they would go ahead and they would buy a whole bunch of the confetti and then put it in their coworkers' drawers.
Okay.
So basically, you open up your drawer, and there's nothing but dick-shaped confetti all in your drawer. You have to dig through there to get your stapler, your pens, and everything else. They then put it on top of this woman's fan, the fan blades.
Oh, my goodness.
So when she turned the fan on, it rained confetti dicks all over her. for
Yeah.
quite a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Well, it's a good thing that people have good humor still, because I guess one of the females I work with decided to get these practical jokers back. And what she did was she took a whole bunch of tampons. She knew that the prankster left his car open during the day, which is never a wise decision to do.
Mm-hmm.
And she tied tampons all over his car on the interior. His dashboard, his rearview mirror, the steering wheel, all over it, the gears, everywhere, tampons, everywhere to get him back for doing this to her. Because I guess he sent her the exploding penis. And as he was sitting there trying to remove the tampons and looking very distressed, she drove by and took a picture of him with her cell phone camera. So, dicks by mail, if you're listening, you might want to consider tampons by mail also. The female alternative to prank your male coworkers.
Yeah.
For revenge.
There you go.
Idea. I mean, you know,
it's a good idea. That's a solid idea.
I think this is a great company. Dicks by mail. So again,
nice.
I would encourage it at work though. Stay away from it at work. Know your audience.
Always know your audience. Always.
Hayden, what's the? We always talk about Texas. Texas is one of those crazy states. If you were going to name your son after a cartoon character, what would it be?
Lion-O.
Snarf, snarf. Would you believe that a man named Optimus Prime was caught driving a stolen car, said Texas police?
I mean, you would have to if you're named that. Like, I mean, you have to. You have to be Optimus Prime.
Texas law enforcement officials arrested a man with the name of a famous Autobot leader last week after he allegedly stole a vehicle. The Austin Police Department said in an arrest affidavit obtained by Fox 7 in Austin that 37-year-old Optimus Prime Blakely was charged with unauthorized use of the motor vehicle.
Oh, my goodness. I just don't know what people are thinking. That's Optimus Prime?
That's Optimus Prime Blakely. Not the not the leader of the Autobots.
I mean, you don't know that. He could be. Robots in disguise, man. Chris Hemsworth's going to be in the crossover with G.I. Joe.
Blakely was taken to police headquarters for processing, then transported to Travis County Jail where he was held on an $8,000 bond.
I don't even know what to say. Like, you know the guy that does like the birth certificate? He's like he's looking down at the name and he's like, are you kidding me? Optimus Prime. Okay, if you say so.
I'll do you one better. You're in a bar. You see an attractive female. You manage her over. Hey, what's your name? OP. OP? What does that stand for? Is that short for something? Optimus Prime, baby.
Yeah, I mean, it's a...
I mean, you have to say cocky at that point. I mean, there's no Optimus Prime. You know, I'm Optimus.
Yeah. No. Call me OP.
So, I mean, to me, that's more of the...
It's the smooth way to do it.
Maybe if you're on a dating website, you put your profile up. Do you put the Autobot picture up next to your own profile?
I mean... You could, but you're probably going to get a lot of, direct messages from Decepticons saying, screw you, jerk. I don't know. Optimus Prime, like, that's kind of just crazy. There's got to be like a website that has like frequency of namings. Like, and if you put Optimus Prime in there, it'll tell you how many Optimus Primes there are in a registry throughout the United States. It's probably like one.
Can you imagine if he ran in a Starscream?
But you
Yeah.
can't discount any of this stuff anymore, though. Like, if there's an Optimus Prime, there's probably a Megatron somewhere, or a Starscream.
Megatron would almost be a better name.
It would be a better name than Optimus Prime. But for every, like, cool name like Megatron, there's somebody named after the Hamburglar. And
Grimace.
Like, Grimace.
Armie.
Barney versus Grimace. Barney X Grimace, The New World. Would you watch that?
No.
I would.
Again, Armie is a weird name too. I mean, it's not.
Well,
like
it's Armand. He's named after his great grandfather or grandfather.
I'm sorry to hear.
Yeah.
Hayden, what's our favorite restaurant that we'd love to talk about here on this channel?
Waffle House.
I don't think we've talked about Waffle House.
I thought we did once. Was it only once?
What is the restaurant we talk about all the time? Don't make me look foolish.
It's McDonald's.
Now. Would you believe, this is according again to the New York Post, that there's a wild video showing a McDonald's employee shooting at a customer's drive-thru.
Stop. The employee shot the customer in the drive-thru window. Oh, that's good.
Oh, and as always, the New York Post has their zinger headline. She wasn't loving it. A 22-year-old McDonald's employee in Florida, there's that state again, was arrested after she took out a gun and shot at customers following a wild caught-on-camera drive-thru dispute. Shocking surveillance video captured the raucous fight between Chastity Gardner and customers at McDonald's drive-thru in Lakeland, Florida on Friday as the brawl quickly escalated from throwing cups to gunfire. Lakeland police said officers responded to the restaurant chain around 1 a.m., so of course this is why they opened at 1 a.m., following the shooting, which stemmed from an argument between Gardner and customers that they complained about an incorrect order. So make sure we get this right. It's the end of your shift. You're almost ready to go home. Ma'am, you gave us the wrong order. And it turns into the Wild West. Police said Gardner argued with the group of customers in the drive-thru before throwing a drink at the customers as they tried to drive away. So not only before she's getting antagonized them, ma'am, you gave us the wrong food. I want to speak to a manager. The hell you do. We can't get a milkshake to begin with at McDonald's. Forget about it. They're all, I mean, let's face it, none of them work, right?
Oh,
but then
man.
she's going to throw a drink at you. So in response to the drink being thrown at the customers, they then get out of their vehicle and they then go to the drive-thru window to throw drinks at Gardner, who then produces a handgun. In her defense, I kind of see her point right there. You don't know what these guys are going to do.
Right.
Yeah, you've agitated it to this point. But is it ever really a good idea to get up and actually come to the drive-thru window? You don't know what the person's intent is at that point.
Nope.
The customers got back in the car after seeing the gun and drove around the business, and Gardner got out and followed them as she continued to argue with them. While outside, Gardner believed it was the Wild West and fired her weapon at the vehicle, striking it at least once as the customers drove away. Gardner was arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. By the way, she was later named Employee of the Month. I don't know that she was. That was my sick joke. But I'm sure they can't let her go. I mean, it's better than the AI charging $300 for a Big Mac. Have you seen that article?
No.
Yeah, they're getting rid of all the AI taking orders at most of the Chicago McDonald's franchises because it's getting the orders wrong. The technology is just not there yet, so they're going back to having people take the orders. I think one man was billed like $222 for like 3 items.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hayden, it's something we talk about all the time on this channel. Something that's very near and dear to my heart. But I need to know your opinion on it. We have yet to nail you down as a skeptic or a believer. And I want to hear the definitive answer from you today. Do you believe in the paranormal and ghosts?
Yes. Yes. I do.
And why is that?
I mean, you see enough of these shows, and some of this stuff is like, what else is it going to be attributable to? Like, it's pretty clear cut in some of the evidence you see in this.
Apparently, Will Smith also believes in ghosts. And while he was on the Tonight Show this week, he was talking about Bad Boys Ride or Die with Jimmy Fallon and Martin Lawrence. And he recalls an event that happened 27 years ago where a ghost urinated in his friend's toilet and cleared all the text messages from his phone.
Oh, boy.
Smith then revealed that this encounter with the apparition occurred at the Lanesborough, a 5-star hotel near London's Hyde Park. We didn't hear it talk, so we assumed it was British, but it was scary enough for us to check out of the hotel. Smith then says, Fallon then asks him, do you believe in ghosts, Smith? Smith replies, I believe there are things you don't understand, Jimmy. Such as why my wife's going around fucking all these guys. I don't know.
It was the ghost.
But yeah.
It was the ghost.
Oh, Hayden. This one's a showstopper for you. This is from Breitbart, by the way. Have you heard about the new rock band Miss Green Apple?
No.
They're a huge Japanese band, pop band, and they had their latest video basically just pulled off after some backlash. So basically the band members would dress up as colonizers. One dresses up... I didn't start yet.
Oh, boy.
One dresses up like Christopher Columbus. Another one dresses up like Beethoven. And another one dresses up like Napoleon. And the background dancers then dress up like monkeys. I'm not making this up.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
And the video, which was originally part of Coca-Cola's celebrity music video campaign, they didn't realize that this would deeply offend people, especially when they had Columbus throwing a banana at one of these people.
Clearly, we didn't think of that.
And my records and management apologized for the release. Our pre-release review was insufficient.
Oh, no.
We will take utmost care in the future to ensure that such incidents do not reoccur and deliver works that everyone can enjoy. Yeah. Miss Green Apple, again, can't make this stuff up.
Unbelievable.
Hey, one of our favorite celebrity shows that we talk about all the time on this channel, and I know you're excited about it because I know you watch it every week. You're glued to your show. Just announced they're coming back for season 6. And that would be the Kardashians.
Ugh.
I know you watch the show religiously and you're a huge fan. And you're so excited. The show's on Hulu now. And it stars sisters Khloe, Kourtney, Kendall, and Kylie, as well as mom Kris Jenner, along with Kim Kardashian, of course. But they're shooting season 6 early. And their cameras are out and they're ready. At first, Hulu was nervous because they don't script these episodes. And they were worried about running out of content. But they said that this family is a delight to work with.
Okay. Delight.
Oh, yeah. We'd never done a reality show with this company, so when we took it over and they moved to Disney, I was nervous. I didn't know what the experience would be like. But they are such delights to work with. I know I sound like I'm saying this because it's an interview, but they work really hard, so it's a joy to film.
Oh, boy. Never thought I'd hear that.
He does admit he worries that they may run out of ideas eventually. But he says, what scares me and excites me about the show is I've got no idea what the next seasons are going to be about. It's like, oh my God, what if they do nothing? What if they just sit and watch television? Yeah.
Is it not?
But there's always something interesting going on in their lives. Yeah. So I know you're excited about that.
Yeah.
Season 6. The 5th season just came on in May and is currently on the air.
Nice. I have to get the box set.
I know you're going to be there doing that, so I know. So, you know who comedian George Lopez is?
Yes.
Okay, so he was recently at a casino. This is from the New York Post, by the way. It was a sold-out show. He's doing his comedy bit. And would you believe someone heckled him?
Shocker.
Now, what would you think you would do to a heckler? Have them escorted out?
Right.
Maybe
Yeah.
do some banter with them?
Definitely.
Well, not George Lopez. He decides he's going to walk off set 30 minutes early before it's scheduled to end, and then blames the security team who could have escorted the hecklers out. He says it's the venue or casino's job to provide good experience for both artists and fans, but the casino failed. The audience was overserved and unruly, and the casino staff was unable to provide a safe and enjoyable experience for the artists and guests. George's personal security team worked with the venue staff to maintain order, ensure safety, and eject disruptive individuals. Now, what do you think this heckler did?
I can only imagine.
Go ahead and take a guess.
Ooh, I don't know. Just yelling obscenities. Or was it not even that bad?
4 people, and nobody was really saying anything bad. But basically, one person said, "Can I buy you a drink?"
That's it.
And that was enough to trigger George Lopez.
Wow. Fans
paid $65 to see him at the Eagle Mountain Casino, and he took off early. In a follow-up article, I did see that the Eagle Pass Casino did go ahead and refund most of the fans their money, so good for them.
Yeah, that's a shame.
But hey, can I buy you a drink? Is enough to.
I guess so. Yeah, can't even do that now.
What's that, Armie? Hey, Hayden. You know what goes really well with prime rib?
A1?
Oh, man, it tastes delicious. I was going to say some bourbon.
Oh, man.
Armie, you got to calm down over there. Hey, Christopher. You ever watch those Hannibal Lecter movies? They stole that bit from me. That should have been my role.
Oh, he's a mess.
Silence of the Geeks, we're going to call it. Thank you, Armie. In sadder news, did you see today that Donald Sutherland passed away?
I did.
It's a shame. I was looking through his filmography, and of course, he was recently in the what's the one where the woman, she's running around the woods and
Hunger
they're
Games.
fighting. Oh, the Hunger Game movies. Yes, thank you. Asked about some of his better roles, like Animal House.
Right.
I mean, just some really talented stuff right there. Great actor. MASH.
Dirty Dozen.
Oh yeah, great movies. I'll be waiting for a Cause of Death. So again, just a really talented actor. And I feel bad that he's not with us anymore.
He had a long, good life.
88. Yeah, didn't look it.
No.
I mean, you wouldn't think. I mean, I don't know, if he had some underlying conditions or not, but I'm sure that will all come out in the next couple days. And also, sad news. Have you seen the Jennifer Lopez, Ben Affleck
I've seen
rumors
it.
of their divorce? Yes. Now, it's not confirmed yet, but Who do you think is more to blame in this situation? I mean, this is a total guess. I mean, this is just opinion. We don't have any facts. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I can give you my 2 cents.
Hey, listen, he's been through a lot.
Does he bring it on himself, though?
He has a drinking problem. You know, that's a hard thing to overcome when it relapses. So I don't know if that's the case, but who knows? He's got.
Do you think? But she's an egomaniac, right?
Of course.
I mean, she's like me. Don't look at me. Don't do this. Do this. Do you know?
Yeah.
I've heard horror stories from people who have worked near her. You know.
I believe it.
And then him, the guy never has a smile on his face.
Yeah.
And he jumped right out of that last relationship right into this one. And then a couple months later, it's like, I'm getting married again.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and again, she looks fantastic for her age. I mean, Jennifer, you know, I'm not taking anything away from her credibility as a musician or as an actress or anything like that. I mean, I don't think she's a nice person.
It's fair.
And
it's fair to say.
And him, he seems like a Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
So the person I feel the worst for in this whole relationship is Jennifer Gardner.
Right.
Well, no, I'm not kidding with that. I mean,
Yeah.
The pictures of him with the kids, and he's always like, oh.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's all just a guess. I mean, you know, but
there's a lot going on with all of those parties, I'm sure.
Like I said, I feel bad for the kids, and she's 54, not 56, by the way. But, you know, basically the article here from the New York Post basically says that, well, Ben is a Debbie Downer. She's had enough, and she's trying to do all she can is try to save her marriage, but, you know, he's not very nice. Here you go. Here's the quote. You ready?
Ready.
This is from her people, by the way. From the insider. The insider in her camp. Who just happened to leak this to page 6.
Convenient.
Sources close to J-Lo claim she's shocked by the way she's been painted in the media over the split. I gotta admit, she's doing everything she can to try to work with this. She's going to this guy's apartment. She's going here. She's going there. She's canceled her tour. How much of that is her show? I can't tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And the blame for the relationship's demise is in part due to Affleck's grumpy nature. Ben is a great guy, but he can be grumpy and a downer. I'm sorry I'm not the fucking life of the party. You got the fucking cameras all over the fucking place. Fucking, you know, it's like you're calling your people, I'm sure. That's not in the article. I'm just guessing here. I think the world saw that in the photos. They were at the Grammys last year. He wouldn't smile. If they saw how it really was, they would not attack her. He chain smokes and cusses and seems irritated a lot of the time. Great director and actor, but not a lot of laughs with him, you know? But he's a good father. That's what they said.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hayden, we're almost done here. 2 articles left.
Nope. Looks like we lost connection with Christopher, and we'll get him right back.
And
here he is.
The first is 2 articles left. Paula Abdul. She's currently on tour with the New Kids on the Block's The Magic of Summer tour, and she's 62 years old. And Paula Abdul will always kind of have a place in my heart for 2 reasons. She was my first real crush. She was, unfreaking believable, hot. She still is. They got pictures of her here at 62 years old on this concert.
Yeah.
This is not like Madonna.
No.
Who looks terrible, and she puts all that time and effort into her appearance, and she looks terrible. Paula, I know what it is. It's a smile. I don't want to say I studied this photo in depth, but she knows how to smile. You know, look, you got the leotard and everything. It's kind of hiding a lot. But
Yep.
that smile, and she might have had worked on, probably. Most of these celebrities have. But I don't see Madonna doing moves like this in her concert. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. I don't know. They got a better picture of her smile here.
There you go.
And again, I would say she's 40 in that picture, not
Yeah.
62.
Yeah, definitely.
But again,
Definitely.
Paul Abdul, my heart goes out to you. The second reason I'm in love with her still is because of Bruno, the movie Bruno.
Okay.
Did you say it?
Yes.
Remember what they did to her, the prank he pulled on her? It's funny, and she beat feet up out of there after she did it. But
Yes.
basically, for those of you in the audience who have not seen the movie, the Bruno character brings her to an empty house for an interview and has her sit on a live person as new wave furniture. Oh, no, it's okay. You sit down and this is the way it is now. Oh, yeah, this is chic. And it took her a while to figure it out.
Oh, God.
But I love that scene in that movie, so okay.
Good stuff.
Last but not least, YouTuber Logan Paul had an at-length conversation with former President Trump this week. And of course, they discussed something near and dear to my heart. Because again, we don't talk politics on the show. For anybody out in the audience, we refuse to discuss politics. But this is an in-depth conversation about something that is near and dear to our heart here on the show. Aliens. Trump was asked what information he had given access to regarding extraterrestrials. And Trump's response is, I have a lot of pilots coming up to me, and they all say the same thing. These guys really mean it. And they all tell him, sir, there's something out there that was round in form and going like faster than my super jet fighter plane. Trump says he's not a believer in the aliens. He says, no, I can't say I am, but I have met people that are serious people, and they say there's something really strange out there flying around.
I mean, meeting of the minds. Like, if I met Logan Paul, I don't know if I'd be talking about aliens.
I would. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
How that would come up in conversation, I don't know.
Look, every week we're on this show, and we're detailing extraterrestrial phenomenon.
Right. I don't know if I'd ask Logan
all
Paul.
I need to do, Hayden, is take your hair, and we're gonna gel it straight up like Giorgio Tsoukalos. And then you and Armie Hammer can have your own show.
You got to lift it slowly. Do it slowly. Oh, God.
So, Hayden, that's it for the news for this week. I know we kind of ran over a little bit, but I thought some fun stories in there.
Yes, definitely. I mean, you never can tell what's going to pop up in the news. You really can't. Except if it's McDonald's.
Da, 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 da.
That's a catchphrase before you bust a cap. Oh, God.
You want some extra sauce?
Christopher, what do we have next time?
I have no idea, Hayden.
Let me take a look. Let me see if I have it. Let me see if I can find it.
I know we got to try to schedule Theater of Terror and Return to Theater of Terror in there.
Yes. Where is our list? Here it is. Okay. Next up, we have Speed. Speed, Jan de Bont. I think that's 1994.
Now, it is, but you're aware we have a special guest next week.
Next week we have... Who's up next week?
Armie Hammer.
He's going to be a recurring guest. going forward.
Oh, absolutely. Almost bigger than Darth Christopher Blake.
There you go. So listen, Geeks, thanks for joining us. Tune in next time. We're going to be talking about speed. I'm Hayden Stoll. He's Christopher Michael Blake. And Armie,